What's up, everyone? My name's Joe, and on Friday I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I was so excited for this film. I loved the first film, one of my favorite films of all time. Second one was great as well. I loved them in Avengers. I couldn't wait. I've been waiting 6 years for this movie, and I was so excited. I thought the trailers looked cool, and I went in, and boy, is it good. It just gets nearly everything right. The emotions, the jokes, the action, everything is superb. Action really, really good, really fun. CGI is finally great again, not like an Ant-Man or some other projects. CGI is really good. Story great. The Rocket story is heartbreaking, heartwarming, whatever. It's everything in one. Um, some surprises, which I'm gonna go later in a short spoiler talk at the end. But for now, some surprises, some things you expected. But yeah, it's just so much fun. It's what a Guardians film should be and always has been. And I'm really, really, really happy with how it turned out. Of course, we have to talk about the villain, who I thought was good. It was a good Marvel villain, solid villain, probably the best villain from. Well, not probably, it's definitely the best villain from the Guardians franchise, because the other two were really meh, weren't they? And yeah, he was just evil. Like an evil, evil person who you really hate and you want to lose badly, and no sympathy at all. He's a bit of a mixture of Thanos and Ego, just even without a single shred of humanity, you know? And yeah, which isn't a bad thing. Lacks sometimes a little bit of death maybe, but yeah, he makes for a good villain. The only thing that I was confused by sometimes is why we are fighting against pacifists. Like sometimes the fight scenes seem a bit easy because we're fighting against people who are programmed basically to not be aggressive, to not fight. So of course the fight seem easy. So I don't really know why we're doing that, but I also don't mind it too much. Like maybe I just understood something wrong, but yeah, that was one of the things that I was a bit annoyed about. Not really, but yeah, you know. Other thing is, I thought the first half got a bit boring, maybe, especially in the meat thing where they try to get the data. It stretched itself for a little bit too long, in my opinion, but it was still funny and still good action, so I didn't mind it too much. It's just, I think, could have cut a bit more and it would have been perfect, but otherwise, great. And yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy are characters. Where they ended up is just so satisfying. I like it. I like where they took it, and basically just the end that is good, satisfying, and yeah, I liked it. But now to for the end, let's talk a bit spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, this is your spoiler alert. Go watch it. It's good. It's really good. And let's talk some spoilers because I expected people, or I expected to James Gunn to kill off someone. Like I fully expected one or maybe even two of the Guardians to die in this film, which didn't happen. I was sure Drax was dead. Like I went into this movie completely like 99% sure that Drax was going to die, and he didn't. So I'm not sure if he's just too scared to kill off people or if he really doesn't want to, but I don't mind it. I just thought it would have maybe given it a bit more of an emotional kick because I think if somebody had died, I would have cried probably for only the third time ever at a movie, and but it didn't because no one died. So yeah, it was still like tragic, especially Rocket's story with this friends dying. But I fully expected one of the Guardians to die. If it's Drax or Nebula, will probably be the highest likelihood of that happening. But yeah, I do like where we ended up with them though. Drax and Nebula basically being out now, uh, caring for their newfound family on nowhere. Peter going off on Earth, finding his uncle, which that post credit scene was really weird. Like I don't really, he was mumbling. I don't even understand what he said half the time, and it just felt a bit out of place. I don't know what that was about. I do like the new Guardians lineup because I love Adam Warlock from the comics, and Groot is funny now. He's really big. He's like Kaiju Groot, and Rocket's the new leader. I like all of that. Mantis going off on her own. Don't know if we see her again or when we see her again, but could be interesting. Gamora going off with the Ravagers. I'm not so sure about. I don't know if I like the Gamora Ravager storyline because it doesn't fit with exactly with what happened in Endgame. So in Endgame, they're looking for her basically, and she like when did she join the Ravagers and why? I would like to know that. I would like an explanation of why she went to join the Ravagers. What compelled her to do that? But yeah, otherwise I'm happy with it. Adam Warlock was a bit weaker than I expected somehow. I remember him from the comics just being like hyper strong, and he was just like beaten 3 times in this film, which was a bit weird. But yeah, otherwise I don't have anything to say, I think. So that's gonna be it for today then. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if this is going to keep going for the MCU, it's heading in a good direction. Although James Gunn is leaving now, so I'm not sure if we can keep it up. But if we can, I may be excited for the MCU again, and that's always a good thing. So let's pray, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.